Welcome to Barbells and Popcorn, episode 2. Today we're going to be talking with Roel. We're sitting inside CrossFit in Belgium. Obviously, you're the owner, the proprietor of the box, which kind of goes into our topic today is getting to know you a little bit, the story of where you're coming from and how we got to us sitting here today. Lots of exciting things, but I guess we'll start with the simple question of is how did you find sports? What was when did you come across the idea that this was your thing?
Well, yeah, I started sports when I was really little. Of course, I did a lot of it, like soccer and tennis and baseball, karate, and all that stuff. I tried a lot. Just went there and did it, and for maybe some sports for a few months, some for a few years. Then when I was
about how old are you? Like what age are we talking about?
This is from like 3 years old till I was like 14, and when I was 14, I started with global gym stuff. So one time in the week, on Monday, I would go with some friends to the global gym and just do some machines, machine stuff, because I wanted to be big, and that was my dream. I wanted to get a six-pack and be
on
awesome.
Your way, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So from 14, you really found around this age, you found your first gym, got into it, and this was something that you liked it. It struck a chord with you, and you're still continuing sports. You were very active in that. So CrossFit being a platform that allows people the idea to be functionally fit. Yeah. When did you go from sports and see CrossFit?
Yeah, well, I went to my education. So I went to Halo. It's just to be actually to be a gym teacher. That's what it's all about.
Okay.
And I was there in my ending of the first year, I think, and I went to the gym then for 5 times a week for about 30 minutes to an hour. And what I did was go into the gym and just make a circuit of some machines and maybe some other stuff, some push-ups or simple stuff, and I did the circuit, and that was like 20-30 minutes and I'm out. That was my goal, like keep it short, keep it intense, and then go back to school, because I had to do so much of homework and all that stuff. The first year of that education is pretty hard, and
lots to keep you busy.
Yeah, lots to keep you busy, and it's like 8 hours of sports, like soccer, so tennis, all sports, basketball, baseball, everything they do there. So you have to be fit to get there, and I really want to get that fitness part in. So that was my thing. So I just went to the gym after school, and that's what it was.
So if I understand this right, you did 8 hours of fitness for school.
It was 5 to 8 hours, but yeah.
Sure, 5 hours for the school, and then you went and did more at the gym. So this was at about 16, 17?
No, I was 18. I think I was 18.
Okay, yeah. So at 18 you really got the fire, so to speak, for this sports and fitness, and you were being busy.
Yeah. I think that might have been the first time I got overtrained too.
Okay, well, tell us a little bit more about overtraining. What are some symptoms of overtraining for someone who I think a lot of the people listening will have an idea, but what are something that you can keep your eye out for?
For me personally, it was I was really tired all the time. I had a lot of cravings. I want to eat shit all the time. Just eat like sugar and everything that was sweet. I wanted to eat that, and I was grumpy all the time. You feel like you want to sit or lie down constantly, but you can, because you don't let yourself. You just tell yourself, okay, come on, you need to go to school, you need to do your fitness, you need to do all these things, and finish your job, man. That's what you. changed
So
it.
when you're saying that you feel like you need to sit down, lay down, is this part mentally or is this part physically? Like you're physically, your body, you're exhausted, or is it a combination of?
Yeah, I really believe in a combination.
It's everything's overworked.
Yeah, it's just, but it's such a heavy. It's like you're wearing a weighted vest constantly, like that feeling.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like something you want to do on
No.
a daily basis. So that's a good red light to see that.
Yeah.
It seems like something here isn't working. Because this was something you started out with. It sounds like passion. You were doing it for fun and enjoyment and education, and then it turned into a grind.
Yeah.
How do you get out of it? What'd you do?
Well, I stopped. I actually. That was by the time that I started. I got to know CrossFit. So somebody told me like, dude, what you do in the gym, you should really try out CrossFit because it's not the same, but it's similar to what you do. You will like it. So I started just following the CrossFit.com template. Like, okay, check it out, do what they say, and get out. So that helped me to keep a structure in my programming because I was doing a lot of different programmings and sorting out like what do I want to do, what do I want to get bigger, because obviously my
That was the goal.
The goal was still to get bigger instead of fitter. And then I just didn't think of it, and I think CrossFit made me get back into it for a while because it was something new that got me triggered. But still, I think I was still a bit overtrained due to schoolwork, and so that got me off CrossFit for I think half a year, and then I was like, what am I doing? Why am I not training anymore?
Were you training anything during this half a year other than
like,
the school you were doing?
I think I went back to I never really stopped, but I went back to 2 or 3 times a week instead of 5 times a week. For me, that was really low volume. Like, I was like,
you're a high level intense guy. So cutting back from 5 to 3, I would think left you feeling like part is missing. Needs something more.
Yeah.
So you took a little bit of time off. You felt again. You went from feeling like you had too much, and now you feel like you found CrossFit. You were excited, and then you went from that to too little. So something else is wrong. So your balance is off again. Well, it's good that you were aware of all of it. How did you find your balance? What was the mindset?
So the balance came back because I just wanted it because I wanted to train more, and I saw videos of the games and guys that are really good, and so I was like, I want to be better and better, so I got to train. So that's just how it works, and that's where I met Jordan, which was the box owner of CrossFit 36 in The Hague. And that gave me a lot of balance because I had a goal, and I think that was the most important thing. I had a goal of I really want to coach at that box, and I also had the goal of one day I'm going to open my own box. So that was I think that merged a little bit. So I started training. First I started training for a few months at Bank 36, and then I started coaching there. From I think it was after they opened like 2 or 3 years, months. Sorry, 2 or 3 months, and I started coaching there. And that's where I had a lot of fun during.
So let's hit pause real quick, because it sounds like we started when you were younger. We're talking about your sports, and you had the goal of becoming bigger. Yeah. And then we went through some ups and downs, and we got ourselves collected. When you sound like you had a restructuring of idea. Your goal maybe became a little more clear, and this happens, I think, a lot of times with once we start a path, we learn more, we're able to narrow it down. But what age are we now that you're starting to think this wide open area of many ideas was focused more towards, I want to have more training, personal training, box owner? About what age are we when we're discussing this?
I was about 20.
Okay.
And so I started working when I was 21 because I had to get my level 1 first, and then there was a moment I could start giving the CrossFit classes. So yeah, I was 20 to 21, and there was also pretty much the time after, I think this was in the beginning of my 21st year, and then in the end of it, I think there was a time I almost had a burnout, and because there was just so much.
That's such, it sounded like your idea came together pretty quickly. Like you had a pretty clear vision, and that was a big vision. And I could tell us more about your burnout. Like that's a lot of information.
Yeah, so it's the reason I got there was because I didn't think it was possible. I was like, I'm 21, I'm immortal.
Right.
Right? So there was, I had
So
three different jobs.
Wow.
One of them was at 5 locations, so there was already a nice full-time job. I trained as a full-time athlete, so I trained 4 to 5 hours a day. I had a band. I did karate next to CrossFit, so I also trained karate 3 times a week for about 1.5 to 2 hours. And yeah, I slept for about 4 to 5 hours because obviously
That was
you don't
the
have
only
time.
thing left.
And yeah, and I also had to do my schoolwork because I was still in school and I had to finish school that year. And oh yeah, and of course I was helping my dad with his house for two days, full-time days from 7 to 5.
Yeah, I would say that you had a lot going on at that time.
Yeah.
That's a lot, man. Jeez. So,
Yeah, when I look at it, I don't even know how I managed. I don't get it. So
well, you're.
I didn't manage, by the way.
Well, it works for a while, and
Yeah.
then you're like, wow, I'm tired. Oh, gosh, man, that is a full schedule. So
Yeah.
what did you do? You realized you'd taken on a lot.
Well, actually, my the singer of the band I was in, he took me aside and he said, "Dude, listen, you're always angry. You're drumming like shit." He was real with me, man.
Wow.
And I really respect that until today. I'm really thankful for that. And he said, you gotta be careful with yourself, and you gotta break things down before you get a real burnout, because I think you're pretty much on the edge. And so yeah, I was like, okay, then I listened to that like real serious, and I quit 2 jobs. This was not in one day, but I quit 2 jobs. I called my dad. I'm not gonna help you anymore. I had to be real, so I just stopped that. I stopped karate, just focused a little bit on CrossFit, got a more sustainable programming for my CrossFit. I started sleeping more. What do you have more?
You ate probably a little better because you had some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
I
went from superhuman back to living.
Yeah, got my shit together.
Oh, good, man. I'm really glad that you took the time to listen to that. That's sometimes I think a hard thing to hear.
Yeah.
But you were spread out pretty thin, it sounds
Yeah.
like. But so you're with your training, your CrossFit, you're feeling back healthier now at this time, and you're 22 now.
Yeah, about 22. I started as a full-time coach, so I quit both the other 2 jobs, and I just started working as a CrossFit coach and personal trainer. So yeah, that was and that was awesome for a long time. I really enjoyed working at that box. I love the people, and I love to do all that work
So before that, did you know that this was maybe what you felt like you would be doing, or
Yeah.
but was this that moment where you really had the time to do it, to feel and experience like this is what I should be doing?
Yeah.
Like this is where my energy wants to go.
Yeah, there was this. There was the trigger to go. Like I always need a go trigger, and this talk that I had with the singer of the band, that was my go trigger. I was like, oh yeah, shit, what am I doing? I gotta make changes, and I changed. So
that's a great thing. I love this go trigger. Maybe if you got a second, tell a little bit more about like your go trigger. What is a go trigger if you were to make that statement for more people? For you it was it someone that explains to you like, hey, this is it sounds like you were wanting to do a lot of things, but that you're not doing any of them well, and including taking care of yourself.
A go trigger is usually I think it's usually some tough love.
Okay.
Someone telling you shit's wrong, and they're gonna be straight up, like in a convention or whatever. They just tell you, dude, this is not what you want, and I can see it because I love you, and stop doing that shit. And,
brotherly love.
Take care of yourself. Yeah. So this was the first time I had that go trigger.
So when people hear a go trigger, don't interpret that negatively. It sounds like, because I can easily understand that someone tells you that you're already mentally frustrated, physically tired. It's really easy to take that to a negative place and just say, like, well, who are you to be telling me? But so it always it really helped with you were open-minded.
Yeah.
You were looking at it honestly, and you found truth in what you heard. It's strong, man. That is really strong to do that.
Yeah, you need those people around you.
That's
can do a lot.
Very honest. Yeah, and sometimes honesty is always the best method, but being blunt with it can be pretty brutal.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, that's but truth be told, that got you happier and healthier. So
happier and healthier.
Props.
So that was so that got me to where I wanted to be, because I was really like, okay, so these are the elements I have in my life.
Right.
Let's narrow them down to what I really want to do. And
Yeah.
that's also what I learned then about myself. I always chose stuff that I wanted to do, and now it escalated to where I did all the stuff that I didn't want to do for other people, and I was like, why the hell should I do that? So I got maybe a little bit more selfish, but it helped me out at that point of my life. So I just started my own business, my first real own business as a personal trainer.
22 again?
22,
We're at 22, you're starting your own personal business?
Yeah, but I had my first, I think it was 21 when I started it, because I had it already, but it wasn't obviously not that good because I had so many focus points.
You became engaged.
Yeah. So I started focusing on my own business.
Okay.
Only that. So me as a coach, personal trainer, and me as a CrossFit athlete.
And all the pieces kind of fell into place. The pieces came together for you, and it felt natural. The energy was happy about it.
Yeah.
And when was the idea that you saw more? Where did that come from?
Yeah. So there was let's skip forward a little bit to when I was 24. So I had a lot of fun doing the personal training and the coaching, but there's also, of course, other people around you that want things from you. You're not always in line with what they want. So that's when I was thinking, okay, maybe it's time to start my own box. Just because I can do whatever the fuck I want. Yeah, and this was also in the time that I had a girlfriend back then, and I noticed that something was off. Not only on at the relationship, but also with my work. So the combination of that got me in a not so nice place, and this was the point where I thought, okay, let's do something different. And then my ex-girlfriend, she said, come on, you're not happy, I can see it, do something you want to do. And yeah, she basically told me, you want to start a box, you know that, so just start a box, just start your own CrossFit box. And I was like, yeah, don't have any money, so how should I do that? And then I was like, no, I can do this. I can always do everything I want to do, and that's my whole life. My whole life has been, okay, when I want to get something, I get it. I don't care how, but I get it. And so that's what I did. I started the crowdfunding and started in Bellum at 24. And yeah, now we're 1.5 years later. We're here and don't have a relationship anymore, so that's awesome. And I got my box. Became a better athlete. Not shy to say that. I developed as an athlete too. Not where I want to be yet, but that's also for my box. I'm not where I want to be yet, but pretty happy with where I am now.
Sure. Well, you're in a fantastic place now, I think.
Yeah.
As a member of the box that you've created, I see a lot of people come and go. I think many of us share the passion that we see from you, and that's fantastic. But also, it's interesting to always hear how you got here. It sounds like you had a really good conversation with the singer, and that helped you bring everything into a perspective. And then, oddly enough, you get into a conversation with your now ex-girlfriend, but she and you can both feel that something here wasn't going correctly. And then she was the one that planted the idea initially of, to make it go better, why don't you start your own box?
Yeah.
That's interesting where ideas come from.
Yeah.
And again, it's somebody else gave you the idea, and it's a strong thing to hear someone else's opinion and take it objectively. And you did it. You might have gone a different direction with the idea just because you didn't like the person that was saying it to you, you know? And I say that because it's so important for so many people. Like you have to really be able to have the ability to hear what's being said and not be emotionally attached to it, and to take it for what it is. And that's a difficult thing to do, but it sounds like when it mattered a lot, you were able to hear the words that were being said.
Yeah.
And now, you're in CrossFit in Bellum. You're a competitive athlete. And so maybe we talked about goals all the way up to this point. Maybe you can share some of your goals that you have out in front of you now that keep you growing strong and happy.
For Bellum or as an athlete?
As an athlete, or as in Bellum, or as whatever you feel comfortable sharing with everyone.
Yeah, so recently we heard about the regional shift. So I read a lot of stuff about Greg Glassman saying that there's not going to be a regionals anymore.
It's going to be very interesting.
So I have no idea what my goal is over there. But there's still of course I just want to be awesome in CrossFit, and I feel like I want to see where my body can go. I want to. Not only where my body can go to where it was last year, because I know that I am better, because I really literally tested it, so I know that already. But I want to also see if I got better compared to the field. So for me, the short-term goal is going to be lowlands throwdown. This weekend we get qualifiers.
Awesome.
And then in 1.5 months we will have the finals. So we'll see where I end up. Last year I got 17th, so I think I can go a little higher than that this year.
I think you will. Well, and it's good to have goals. This is for your athletic goal.
Yeah.
And I like the way that you structure your goals, in that you have an idea that you're working towards, and now you're getting also information that allows you to really assess your goal. I think it's important to not only have a goal, but to track it, to see what's happening. That's awesome, man. So then that's your athletic goal. You're going to go there, kick some ass, throw down.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
That's short term. I got some long term goals, of course, but I use that Ben Bergeron technique. I don't know if it's really his technique, but I just learned it from him. Start with a 10-year goal, then narrow it down to 5, 3, 1, every month, every week, every day. That's how I organize my everything for my own life and for my business. So I got a 10-year goal for Bellum. Where do I want to be? It's gonna be more than where we are now.
Bigger, better, stronger.
Bigger, better, stronger.
Awesome.
Lots and lots of members, but with a lot of quality. So I got a full plan written out. How do I want to keep that quality and not drown in the members?
So let's talk about quality here real quick, because this is a great discussion when it comes to CrossFit. When you're talking about quality, as a person who enjoys CrossFit, what's your quality? What are those words? What in the box is quality? Are we talking quality equipment, quality space?
Yeah.
All of the
Yes.
above.
Yes.
All of the above. But
yeah. So I really believe that when people walk in, they gotta feel the quality. So that's why we only use the best brands, so which I think are the best brands. I don't know if everybody shares that feeling, of course, but for me, I just choose helical bars and plates. I choose road material, and that's because I think that is quality stuff. Not only because people will see it and think, oh, that looks awesome, because not everyone knows what helical is and what rogue is, but also because I really believe that those brands will deliver good stuff, which I will have for more years than crap stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you got a function. You're looking for good quality.
So
function.
quality will have long-term outcomes, and but that's just one thing. But the other thing is, I want people to feel that we as coaches give quality, and yeah, that's the thing. No, but let's finish this.
Okay.
First.
I think he's. I think you'll be okay now.
Yeah.
So okay. So then let's see. Quality equipment and materials, but also when you have people coming in, they see the quality equipment and the materials, and obviously coaching.
Yeah.
So what is your quality? What are your standards? That's a good question.
Yeah. So what we do is our three words. Basically, the 3 words of Embellum are personal, community, and development. So we want to be personal. So that means when you get in to CrossFit Embellum, there is someone for you. Even if it's not your coach for life immediately, there is someone who will invite you in, show you around, and explain you how we work. Then after that, you get your coach for life. You stay connected to the box through your coach for life. So your coach for life will do your one-on-one personal training to teach you all about CrossFit, at least 5 sessions before you even get to the classes. If you got any questions, text your coach for life, call your coach for life. That's the personal part.
That's great. So you have someone that you can always reach out to when in doubt. Okay.
When you're not there for a week, your coach for life will text you or call you. Yeah. So where are you? What happened?
I've seen a few of those.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
They're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I was like,
doing?
"Oh, I thought you were being friendly." No, let's get your ass in the box.
So that's the personal part. And we got the community part, which is, I find it very important that everyone is feeling welcome, and not only by his own coach for life, but by the whole group. So, and I think we created that very well. I really love our community. When someone new gets in, everyone, it's like, maybe it's even a bit too much, but everyone goes to that person. Hey, my name is, and you're being sucked into the group right away. There's no exceptions.
Yeah, I will vouch for that, and especially since obviously I'm speaking English. We're in Holland, so I sometimes have been in places where I feel a little of the outsider, so to speak. But yeah, the community here is very strong, very open, and also bilingual. Huge bonus. But even where there might be communication lapses, you still have this sense of there's a compassion that's shared, and that's always fun.
Yeah.
So I think kudos on your community, man.
And the last one is the development. So development means we want to see people grow in CrossFit, of course. So for me as a coach, and I know for all the coaches here, we do this to see the growth in people. So for example, you test, we always do the testing. So you test the first test and your deadlift is 50, second test your deadlift is 60. Awesome. I love that. That's one part of the development, but also development in human beings. I want people to learn something about life. I don't only want them to develop as an athlete, but also to see the more important stuff in life.
It's all training.
Yeah,
you're teaching people life coaching. That's the small things help you when it comes to the bigger task. You've seen, you know it's possible. Yeah, no, that's a great approach. It's a very well-rounded idea for the box, for the members, and for yourself. That's awesome. Well, I know I look forward to seeing what else Bellum has coming forwards. You're always a fun guy. You always have neat surprises for things here, so it's always an exciting time to see what's coming next. And look forward to developing and growing with the box. And it's been fun, I think, speaking with you. Great time.
Yeah, thank you, man.
And we look forward to talking with you some more.
Good.
Yeah, bro.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, bro. Anytime.
It's good.
And if you want to hear more about Roel, you can obviously stop into CrossFit in Bellum at any time. Say hello.
Of course.
I think they have lots of very helpful coaches, very helpful information, and a wonderful community. And I encourage everyone, if they're interested in just seeing what it's about, to hop in and do some barbells.
Yeah, and if you like Barbells and Popcorn, don't forget to subscribe.
Perfect.